Assalamu alaikum, Angwat Muslim here. Today's topic, video games. Now when I was younger, I had a Spectrum. You had a little cassette that you put in, load it up, 3 hours later you get to play a game for 10 minutes, Jet Set Willy or something like that. And then my dad, he got me a Super Nintendo Entertainment System, a SNES, 16-bit, top of the lick. And you know, my dad exposed me to a lot of stuff growing up. He used to take me places on his little day that he had with me. We used to go places. He used to get me whatever it is that I wanted within reason. And he's a good parent, my dad was, and I love him. And he bought me a SNES, and we had a game called Street Fighter 2, game changer of the industry. And you know, he was obviously worried about the fact that I was playing this game where I was beating people up and stuff, and must have had an impact on me, because that's why I probably got involved in martial arts. But I remember specifically he turned the blood off on this game because he didn't want me exposed to that, and that's good parenting right there, you know what I mean? He's like turned it off. But it's hard these days because the kids, they go to school, they get told, oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto this, blah 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 blah. Grand Theft Auto, I mean, it's a game primarily where you go around shooting, looting, drug dealing, killing people, raping prostitutes, robbing cars. And it's like, you know, these games, they do have a rating on them, but 9 times out of 10 that rating unfortunately gets ignored, and kids are allowed to play what games they want. And I've got a nephew, he had this Black Ops 2, and there's a zombie game, and he said sit down, play this zombie game. And I remember sitting down and playing it, and he must have put it on the highest setting, because when these zombies come from me, I jumped out my skin, left the room, I was gone. And the same nephew, the first time he ever played a computer game and he like killed somebody, I think it was GoldenEye or something like that on the Xbox, he stabbed somebody, and the first time he played it, and I could see the chemical change in his brain, because he was so excited. He's like telling me, oh look at this, and he's showing me, and I was like, it made me feel really sad really, because I just thought, you know, kids, what they're exposed to these days through computer games, it's just too much. Now these computer games, the reason why they've got us playing them, it's indoctrination. You ever wonder why there's a lot of first-person shooters out there where you go into foreign land and you're killing all the ragheads, and do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, get him, kill him. And there's a guy, I read an interview about him. He's in the US Army, and he was not told exactly what he was doing, but he ended up working behind a desk on a computer, operating a Predator drone. And this guy killed in excess of 1,600 people. Can you imagine that? 1,600 people, 1,600 people this guy killed. And he was just expressing his remorse in that, and you know, inshallah he can find God, and you know, God can forgive him for that, because obviously we all know that Allah's mercy exceeds his wrath. So make dua for that guy, that, you know, he obviously regrets what he's done. He's got to live with that for the rest of his life. You know, when you get signed up for the army at the age of 16, 17, 18, you don't necessarily know what you want to do with your life. And it just carries on the indoctrination from school, and that you're still a kid, you haven't even got time to think, and you're there killing people and stuff, you know. And a lot of people I know signed up for the army, they regret it. They regret it because it's like they didn't think they was going to be signing up for that type of stuff. Anyway, they've got a colleague at work, Jamie. He's a good lad, I like him. He's a funny guy, man. He's got his own YouTube channel, so go check that out. Ninjas, got some great videos of Man United warming up and stuff, and he's also got some videos of his computer game antics. And he's got Modern Warfare 4 on there, and it's like, it's so realistic. I can see why these games are like they are, because it's just a precursor to, like I said, get you signed up, get you joined up, go and do your thing. And it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of pressure on parents these days, because kids come home and they're like, Daddy, I want Grand Theft Auto 5, or Daddy, I want Black Ops, and you might be thinking, oh my God, like, you know, I know that that's not suitable for my kid, but at the end of the day, if every other kid's got it, you don't want your kid to feel left out. So it's like, what do you do? Personally, I ain't got a computer. I think I've got a Wii at home somewhere, but it's not even set up. Since we moved into a new house, it's not even been set up. And you know, I don't really want my kids exposed to computers. I don't play them myself. I used to play them a lot. I used to waste a lot of time on computer games growing up. And you know, it's not all bad. Do you know what I mean? It teaches them certain skills like hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. And no doubt there is some benefits to it, but I'd have to argue that the benefits are outweighed by the negatives on computer games. So, I mean, if you choose to let your kid play a computer game, FIFA or Pro Evolution or whatever it is, then yeah. But these games where you're killing and shooting and maiming and all that, I don't know. Just think about it. At the end of the day, it's like, it's your kids, you know, and it's your own mind as well. Poisoning your own mind. I know that, you know, my brother, he has a few problems with his with his computer. He's like wrecking his relationship with his missus because he's addicted to this computer, and that's what it is. It's an addiction. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I don't want to ramble on too long. So if you've got a computer game, just be careful what you play, and if you ain't got one, don't buy one. All right, say.